picking up where we left off, I was talking about how I sometimes back out of the car garage and pushing the garage door buttons, and I don't even really consciously think about that. In fact, there's sometimes when I back out of the garage and I put the car in reverse and I stop because I don't even remember opening the garage door. But the fact is, the garage door is always open. I always did push the button. I just don't have that conscious awareness. And you might think of examples where you've perhaps you've been carrying on a conversation with somebody while you're tying your shoes, and you tied your shoes perfectly without even consciously thinking about what you were doing with your fingers. Or perhaps when you're driving and daydreaming while you're driving, and find that you traveled several miles while you were daydreaming and didn't run off the road and didn't run into cars. All kinds of things like that. Even routine tasks while you're driving. You might find sometimes that you've hit your turn signal and have no recollection of using your turn signal. So those are all things that are occurring because of our two-track mind, and those are occurring at that unconscious or automatic type level. So in a little while here, I'm going to start a task, 3 tasks for you to complete, and I want you to do your best on these tasks and time yourself. I want to see how quickly you can perform these tasks. So in a little bit, I'm going to change the screen, and several words will appear on the screen. And I want you to read them as quickly as you can, from left to right and top to bottom, just like you're reading from a book. And time yourself and see how long it takes you to complete that task. Ready? Begin. Okay, that probably didn't take too long. Might want to jot your time down. Now I'm going to give you another task, and I want you to time yourself on this one too. In this task, you're going to see blocks of color. I want you to name the color as fast as you can in each block, from left to right and top to bottom. Ready? Begin. That task probably wasn't too difficult either. This task here, if you record people while they're doing it, groups of people, and you take the average for the group's performance on each task, this one here just takes a little bit longer than the ones where they're just reading words. And that's probably because you have to identify the color, and then your brain also has to identify the word that goes with that color. It's a pretty fast process, not too big of a difference. Now the next task will probably take a little longer. In the next task, I'm going to put words back on the screen. But the words are going to be printed in a font or a color that's different from the word itself. So for example, the word blue might be printed in red lettering. Your task would be to name the color of the lettering or the color of the font. So if blue, the word blue is in red font, the correct answer for that would be red. I do not want you to read the word. Whatever you do, don't read the word. Just name the color of the font. Ready? Begin. Okay, which task took longer? For everybody, it's this task here. And this task, it's called the Stroop effect, named after the guy who developed this. And it really relates well to the dual processing process that goes on in your mind. For this particular task, you're really consciously trying to identify the color of the font, but you notice that subconsciously and automatically, your brain is recognizing the pattern of letters and it's trying to identify the word. Even when you don't want it to, it's doing that, which is really frustrating. I catch myself like wanting to tell my brain to shut up and not do that. But those dual processes are occurring, and when they conflict with each other in performing tasks that are contradictory to each other, sometimes it can take a little bit longer for us to complete those types of cognitive tasks. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a good understanding now of selective attention and the dual processing that occurs in the brain.